What's up, everybody? Paul Hickey here. Welcome into the Ravenwood Basketball Podcast. I'm here with Coach Patrick Whitlock, head coach of our men's varsity basketball program. How you doing today, Coach?
Fantastic.
Since the last time we talked, I've actually joined your staff. I'm very happy about that. It's been a great experience. I'm very grateful to be working with you and Coach Hooper and having a good time with all the young athletes on our team as we look to the final few regular season games here upon us. Talk about the season so far, and I know it's been up and down, but there have been a lot of positives as we look ahead to the last couple of games as well as the tournament coming up on February 21st.
Yeah, it's been up and down. I think last time we talked was before Christmas, and we were going through a little bit of a rough patch and kind of in that transition phase of integrating new guys into the lineup from injury or from football and things like that. And we definitely kind of took our licks and paid our dues early on, and then went down to Florida, played relatively well in 3 games down there, came back and dropped a district game to Summit, and then pulled off a few wins that I don't think people really expected us to pull off. Winning against Nolensville, who at the time was undefeated in the district, turning around a week later and doing that against Brentwood, and then following that up with a win against Page, a team that had beat us by 24, and then we really kind of hammered them. Had a 30-point lead with a few minutes to go, and pretty tremendous turnaround. But I think that's attributed to some guys settling into some roles, and also this district just being about as unpredictable as I can ever remember, where on any given night, any team can beat the other team, whether it be on their home floor or away. And as we go into this last week of the season, I think that, as a fan, I think that would shape up to be a really exciting few weeks coming up here with the district tournament. As a coach, it kind of drives you nuts because you don't know what you're going to get on any given night. So just trying to find that consistency is where we're at. And hopefully we can get that going tonight against Centennial.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely feels like an any given night scenario in this district right now. I mean, to your point, our squad won 3 out of 4 games. Nolensville, Brentwood, Page nearly beat Centennial at Centennial, lost by 4. And then I think the final score against Summit at Summit was a little misleading, losing by 14. And you could even say that the Nolensville loss at Nolensville losing by 10 was misleading. Feels like we were in that ball game the entire way and just, couldn't pull it out. Followed up with a great win at home against Summit. And then last week, unfortunately, at Brentwood, again, felt like a win. Just did not pull it out. So final 2 games coming up here of the regular season. How important are they when you look at the district tournament starting a week after the final game against Franklin? Are they important from a win-loss standpoint at all? How so, if they are? And because we do know that the key date really is February 21st.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a competitive person. Every time I step on the floor, I want to win. I mean, I guess that carries over to just about everything I do. If we're going to play ping pong, I'd want to win in ping pong. So I'm pretty good at ping pong, by the way. But anyway, that's not the point. With that being said, I try not to gauge it on a win or loss standard. Just are we improving? Because I think really that first round matchup comes down to like what is the best matchup for you, and there's just a lot of scenarios really in play. I mean, I think there's some teams that we match up really well with. I think there's some teams that we haven't played to our capability against, and if we do, you might catch them by surprise. So, just like I've told the kids every day, we're just wanting to try and get better and make sure that we play our best basketball on the 21st and get a chance to extend our season because, there's 4 teams that are going to go home the night of the 21st. They're going to be extremely disappointed and think they should have moved on, regardless if they're the 1 seed or the 8 seed. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But I do think finishing this week, with some momentum would be important. And we have 2 great opportunities in front of us to try and do that.
We know we have a great group of families in the community at Ravenwood High School, supporters, the Sixth Man Club. Let's talk about some of the young men on this team, give them some shout outs here because to your point, it's a great group of young men, definitely putting in a lot of effort, definitely trying to, as best they can, work together as a team and get things done. We've got 5 seniors on this squad who are kind of facing, what could be their last few weeks of basketball here. Max Kimple, one of them, putting up 26 points in the first half against Brentwood, an amazing performance, scoring 10 more in the second half to finish with 36 in that game. Reese Hunsinger, obviously, the last time you and I talked, he was injured. We didn't know if he was ever going to play basketball again at that point. He's come back and worked his way back into the rotation. I think he had 20 in the win against Summit. And then, of course, we've got Braden Roberts, Blaze Bonga, and a Braden Barash contributing all in their own right. Seniors and then a lot of other people contributing. Who else do you think deserves a shout out on this podcast?
Well, it starts with the seniors. I mean, they've been in the program. All five of those guys have been with us for 4 years, which in this day and age is not always common. I think you look at Max, just a kid that just kind of goes out and plays, doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. You don't get a whole lot out of him verbally. He just kind of goes out and battles on Tuesdays and Friday nights. Obviously the Reese story is pretty incredible. We were told, I believe it was like, mid-December that his career was over at Ravenwood. And he comes in one day and everything has changed. And then, Blaze has fought through some injuries this year, played a real pivotal role for us. Braden Roberts, played a lot early in the season, has kind of had his minutes cut a little bit just playing behind Max, but has a great attitude and shown great leadership. And then Braden Barash has kind of been the team captain all year. So, it starts with those guys. And then you look at the rest of the guys, junior class, you got, Isaac Brent, you got Will McCarter, you got Matt Nava, who have each kind of had their moments this year and stepping in, Brock Wismar, Drew Parker. And I think that's probably what's made life difficult for me is just, those kids have given good effort, but it's just been kind of up and down. And I think part of that's attributed to most of those guys are settling into more significant roles at the varsity level than they had before and the learning curve. And but they've each kind of had their moment where they've helped us. And then you look at that sophomore class, Dallas Stallings, who transferred in, has gotten the nod at point guard lately and has done some really good things. So it's been fun to watch those guys evolve, and we just hope that they're able to play their best basketball, from here on out and give us the lift we need.
I'm very grateful to be a part of all of this, and I can attest firsthand. I don't think the record does this team and this group and this staff justice. I would highly encourage everyone to come out to Ravenwood for any of the games remaining on the calendar. And we need all the support we can get from the students, the fans, the families. And if you can't make it out, we will have some remaining broadcasts. If you go to ravenwoodbasketball.com, you can see the live streams on YouTube. Getting some support from some students helping me with those broadcasts now that I'll be sitting on the bench and helping from that standpoint. But again, Coach Whitlock, really appreciate your time. We're excited to see how the rest of this season goes. And anything else you want to add for today?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to see how this plays out. I think we are better than our record has indicated, and we've just been really inconsistent. But it's a group of kids that I believe in, and I think we can get over that hump. And I think you always look at that first round of district play as kind of one of those pressure packed games because it's a win or go home situation. But I think you get by that hump, I think it probably breathes some more life into these kids. And I just don't think many teams at the top of our district would be overly excited to see us as a first round matchup. So we are excited about what that holds. We're going to go out and play hard, and we're going to see where the chips fall and finish this season strong.
I agree. And I look forward to maybe getting you in a game of ping pong over the offseason.
Hey, there's limitless possibilities there.
Thanks, Coach Whitlock. Everybody, thanks so much for joining us on the Ravenwood Basketball Podcast. I'm Paul Hickey. Everybody have a great day.